Hi, it's Keith Peterson again from the Early T. Peterson Company in Westfield, New Jersey. I'd like to show you this afternoon one of our most popular twin-stage snowblowers. We sell Honda and Toro twin-stage machines. We're fortunate. We have the industry-leading product lines here. Toro has done some very, very nice things on their twin-stage machines. The joystick that they implemented a few years ago being one of the very nicest. This is, as you can see, an instantaneous and very precise way to direct the snow. You can direct the elevation, the distance, you can direct the direction, left, right. It's a heavy-duty steel chute. They use a multi-stranded cable and they put gaskets at the end of the cable so there's no problem with water getting in, snow, freezing, and preventing operation of the cable. The rod coming out from the joystick is a solid steel rod connecting into the bracket that controls the angle of the chute. This model, as with all machines here and up, uses a very, very heavily knobbed tire for traction. The days of putting chains on snow blowers is basically obsolete, so this makes for a machine that will handle even inclines quite well. Toro's engagement controls come down from the top. A lot of the older snow blowers, the control came up from the bottom. You had to constantly hold it with finger pressure, and it could result with heavy gloves of being a little difficult, maybe even your hands getting tired. This way you're coming down from the top. All you have to do is retain a grip on the handle. Very easy. This control gets the auger assembly going. This control engages the drive. Both are dead man controls. If you walk away from the machine, those controls jump back and disengage the engine. Of course, will run the whole time. The drive design on Toro has been improved in that instead of the traditional maybe 2 or 3 forward speeds and 1 in reverse, Toro has reset their drive so that the forward speeds have 6 positions, the reverse have 2. This is very, very convenient. In the old days, if you had a 3-speed machine and second gear was too fast and first speed was a little pokey, you would have liked to have gone faster depending on the snow conditions, you would be stuck in first gear because second would have been too fast. By breaking the range of walking speeds down into six increments, you are much more enabled to tune the machine to the proper snow conditions. In addition, a traditional reverse speed on a snowblower is enormously pokey. If you're backing up a foot or two, it's no big deal. But if you have to back up 6, 8, 10 feet and come back around for your next pass, it can be agonizingly slow, especially if you have to do it repetitively for a fair amount of time. With a second reverse gear, it's very brisk. And if you have to back up 6 or 8 feet, you can do so with alacrity. One of the negatives historically to a twin-stage machine is that there's an immediate tendency to jam on slushy-type snows. When I was a kid, I had a snow removal business with my best friend. He lived behind me, and we were 14. My dad went and bought a machine for us, a big twin-stage machine at the time, and we went around and got contracts and paid back that machine the first year and then used it for successive years thereafter. But we used to carry a tire iron with us because in slushy snows, you'd go 8, 10, 12 feet, the chute would be completely jammed with slush. Anybody who's used a twin stage is immediately familiar with this. Most manufacturers now incorporate some sort of plastic stick with the machine to enable the slushy stuff to be gotten out from the chute because they don't want hands going down in there. But Toro has innovated a design here, and I'll come around the front and show you. And if you look at the upper left quadrant of this intake impeller, the second impeller on the machine, you'll see there's an opening in the corner. So they've done two things. They've deepened the discharge stage, which gives that fan more ability to blow the snow, the impeller to blow the material out through the chute. But if it starts to lock up and sludge up, heading up into the chute, it will release back through this opening, come back into the auger, and be chopped and fed back into the discharge again. The ability of this machine to resist clogging is phenomenal. We sell a lot of Toro machines to commercial users. They love this. The clogging is a great frustration, and especially if you've got job after job in which you're trying to get done. Another very nice thing that Toro has done is, because a shaft comes out from the engine, goes into a gearbox in the front of the auger assembly, and you then have the power transferred to the left auger and to the right auger. To protect the nose gear, historically, the auger sections have nuts and bolts. The bolt has a soft center. They call it a shear pin. And if something is picked up in the snow, say you pick up a rolled up frozen newspaper you didn't know was there, it jams in the auger. To protect damage to the nose gear, the shear pin snaps. And there's no big issue with that, but the problem is you have to go into the house, the shed, the garage, the workshop. You have to find where you have your shear pins, if you do. You have to knock out any residual that's internal in the shaft, and you have to put in this new nut and bolt, this shear pin. So it's an annoyance. Toro has so hardened the nose gears on this, the internal gears on this nose gear assembly, that they say you will actually stall the snowblower before you could damage the nose gear. So they've upped the hardness on the shear pins to the point where they're not even going to snap. They say you won't even need shear pins on this unit. So that's an absolute wonderful design, because having to change shear pins in the midst of a snowstorm, when you're doing, especially a commercial guy, a lot of properties, he doesn't know what's in the snow. Could be a dog leash, a walk-off mat, or newspaper. It could be anything. Now you don't have to worry about shear pins breaking and nose gears having damage to the nose gear. That's terrific. So Toro has done a great job on their twin-stage machines. All manufacturers, of course, have some sort of evolution over the years. But Toro is the largest manufacturer in the industry. They're the largest commercial manufacturer. They make an exceptionally fine line of snow removal equipment, and this machine represents one of those. Thank you so much for watching. You can call us at 908-232-5723. You can visit us on the web at www.etpeterson.com. Thanks for watching.